345. And Isaac, are you there, brother?
Hello, teacher. Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. Is Ivana with you now? It's Tuesday.
Yes and no.
Yes and no? Because she's always in your heart, or why?
No, she's busy, but she will be here in 5 minutes.
Oh, cool. That's very nice. I thought it was something like Jesus, like you need to find it or something like that. Part 3. Okay. What is part 3 about? Part 3 is in the PDF that I sent you. Christian just arrived, so then I will need to pass you the PDF to you, bro. Let me send you the sample paper is. Let me check the preview to check if it's correct or not. Sample paper listening. Okay, here we are. Here we're in this one. And we are on page number 5, part 3. This is a tricky one, because you will need a lot of vocabulary for this one. I think it's honestly one of the easy parts, but it can be tricky a little bit. Sometimes it will give you some vocabulary that is in the options. Other times it's gonna be like super easy. This is a really tricky exercise. So let's read the instructions together so we can get familiar with it. Okay, Isaac, help me with the instructions.
Okay. Part 3, you will hear 5 short extracts in which people are talking about their visit to a city. For question 19 to 23, choose from the list A to H what each speaker liked most about the city they visited. Use the letters only once. Use the letters only once. And there are 3 extra letters which you don't need to use.
That's right. This means that you will not use 3 of them, and all the people are talking about visiting cities. So it's technically the same topic. Pay attention a lot on them. The audio is
Sorry,
yes.
teacher. Do we have that PDF?
Yeah, it's on the group.
It's in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Let me check because I think that I opened a different one.
Let me show you Isaac. Here it is.
Oh yes, I find it.
Page
Yeah.
5.
Yes.
So what the audio is going to give you approximately, I don't remember how many seconds, but it's going to be like 30 or 45 to read letter A to H, to read the options. So you can get familiar with the options before passing to the next site, right? So let's read that together. Elsie, help me with the options.
A, the efficiency of the public transportation system.
Again, it doesn't say transportation.
Transport.
That's correct. One more time.
The efficiency of the public transport system.
Good.
B, the natural beauty of the scenery. C, the variety.
Perfect.
No, the
Yes.
variety is a coin in the air for me. The variety of goods in the markets.
Mhm.
The style of the architecture. E, the well-designed plan of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Design, was it correct? The
Yeah, well
design?
designed. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The helpfulness of the people. G, the range of the leisure opportunities. H, the standard of the accommodation.
That's correct. Is there any question in the vocabulary? I think letter B has a strange word, but what do you think?
I think that it's like in Spanish, the view.
The view. Nice. Good job. So, like everything you see in the landscape of the city, that's the scenery. Perfect. What else, guys? Then, if you are ready to listen, give me a thumbs up. Perfect, Chris. What about the rest? What about Elsie and Isaac? Are you ready for the audio?
Yes.
Excellent. And Isaac is crying. That's okay. It's gonna hurt just a little bit.
And it's less well barriers above many other types of is the fact that he knows and you will hear 5 short extracts in which people are talking about their visit to a city.
This is the one. Attention.
For questions 19 to 23, choose from the list A to H what each speaker liked most about the city they visited. Use the letters only once. There are 3 extra letters which you do not need to use. You now have 30 seconds to look at part 3. Speaker 1.
We spent a day exploring the shops and markets in the city and bought some souvenirs. Then we wanted to see some of the area outside the city and discovered it was easy to get to loads of places by train, including the mountains, where we were told there were great hostels. You can do bushwalks out there, and apparently the scenery is stunning. But it can be dangerous. We were warned to have the right gear and tell other people where we were going, so we decided to give it a miss. Anyway, we weren't short of things to do in the city. We were spoilt for choice.
Speaker 2. We were pretty tired when we first arrived, so we were glad just to relax. We'd booked late, and I have to say that the room wasn't the best I've stayed in, but we had a view of the lake, which was a real treat. We were really impressed by the forests and mountains around the city. We made good use of the swimming pool, though we were too lazy to go to the famous markets. We didn't take advantage of all the shows either. Lots of people told us how good they were, so that was a pity. And the theatres themselves were supposed to be impressive. Speaker 3.
One of my main ambitions was to see inside the big concert hall, and in fact we managed to get into a concert there, which was pretty special. The acoustics were amazing. The city was divided by a river, and getting round had its problems, especially as we didn't really understand the city plan. The best way was the ferries. I was really impressed that they were always on time and provided good views in the city. The trams were good too, and the local commuters seemed happy to chat to us and give us ideas for the best things to do and see. We didn't have time to do everything, though.
Speaker 4. Before we went, we couldn't decide where to stay. So many people recommended different places, and there seemed to be loads of different and unusual possibilities, like old traditional farms converted into guest houses. So we decided to move around and try something different every couple of nights. That worked out really well, and they were all excellent. Although we'd been told that getting round on the buses was easy and cheap in the city, we decided to rent a car so that we could get out into the countryside. We didn't want to miss out on the views driving along by the ocean. Speaker 5.
Even though we had a city plan, we got lost several times, especially in the old town where the buildings were quite similar. Though I know some people say getting lost is the best way to get to know a city. We were never short of help, though. Some people were even prepared to walk with us to show us the way, and that was something I'll always remember. Our hotel was all right without being spectacular, and it was a long walk into the evening shows. We took a taxi most times. There was loads to do every day, though, and we certainly weren't bored.
How many answers did you get? Please show me in the chat. Everybody show me your answers in the chat. I got 4 out of 5. Let me see about you. Okay. I agree on 2 of them.
It was so difficult. I got confused. I wanted to repeat more than one answer.
Yeah, because they were talking about the same topic, so of course they
Yes.
were gonna say the same thing over and over.
Oh, yes.
But now I don't understand your answers because
Yeah. The first letters are my answers, and the second are for Silvana.
Oh, Sil. Okay, Silvana is there. Silvana got all the audios.
Yes,
Look at you, huh? Coming directly to the action.
yes, but I don't like this kind of exercise.
Well, that's language,
I'm really bad
you
at
know.
this. And um, yesterday's exercise
Oh.
also.
That
That that's the kind of exercise. No, yeah, the kind of exercise why I don't pass my exams.
Ah,
ooh. Well, that's
I remember
basically
the one that you uh, I don't remember the word. The one that you put on
plan.
the yeah, on our latest exams. It was about a boy who works in a what is it, conciertos?
Oh, that's
In the
right. In a
concerts?
concert hall, like
Yeah,
organizing concerts.
yeah, I hate that audio because I didn't catch anything.
I don't.
Oh yes, that's that's the thing. It's like, for example, imagine you are driving and you're listening to the radio and you're catching information. I mean, it's the same thing. You're relaxing, washing the dishes, and then you're listening to a podcast. The same thing. Or you're in a classroom with um, a teacher that is giving you a class. You're gonna need to receive information. Also, this is how I see if you are listening to my explanations or not. You know, I'm checking you up. I can see that. Okay, but anyway, Chris, I need the rest of your answers. Uh, Elsie, do you have? Of course, you will have another chance to listen, but I want to see how you
I'm write it down in the chat.
Okay,
Maybe,
go.
yeah, give me 10 seconds.
10 seconds, awesome. Okay. And Chris?
I write the answer in the chat.
You're writing too? Cool. Go on. Because I want to see how much it changes from one and another. I think that for this exam, the first chance is the most laborious, the one that you need to pay more attention. The second, I repeat, as I said yesterday, is only for, do you remember?
Verification, no? But I already
Excellent.
forget the audios.
Yeah, that's memory. That I cannot help you with that, but at the end, that's chance.
Yeah. Silvana is with Kire.
Okay, so season 1, season 2, season 3, I have Elsie's answers, but then the last one is an automatic emoji, or what was that, Elsie? It was a D, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because it wasn't automatic. Let me check. I don't know why it transformed.
Because I didn't let the space between the letter and the point.
That's not working for me. Are you in the phone?
No?
Okay, well, I understand it's a D. Yeah, and you typed it later, so that's okay. Ignore my happy faces, guys. Let's eliminate. And eliminate. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fifth, Chris? Ah, yes, D5. Okay. Interesting. All your answers are different. Jesus Christ. Let's see it one more time. Attention.
Now you will hear part 3 again. Speaker 1.
We spent a day exploring the shops and markets in the city and bought some souvenirs. Then we wanted to see some of the area outside the city and discovered it was easy to get to loads of places by train, including the mountains, where we were told there were great hostels. You can do bushwalks out there, and apparently the scenery is stunning. But it can be dangerous. We were warned to have the right gear and tell other people where we were going, so we decided to give it a miss. Anyway, we weren't short of things to do in the city. We were spoilt for choice.
Speaker 2. We were pretty tired when we first arrived, so we were glad just to relax. We'd booked late, and I have to say that the room wasn't the best I've stayed in, but we had a view of the lake, which was a real treat. We were really impressed by the forests and mountains around the city. We made good use of the swimming pool, though we were too lazy to go to the famous markets. We didn't take advantage of all the shows either. Lots of people told us how good they were, so that was a pity. And the theatres themselves were supposed to be impressive. Speaker 3.
One of my main ambitions was to see inside the big concert hall, and in fact we managed to get into a concert there, which was pretty special. The acoustics were amazing. The city was divided by a river, and getting round had its problems, especially as we didn't really understand the city plan. The best way was the ferries. I was really impressed that they were always on time and provided good views in the city. The trams were good too, and the local commuters seemed happy to chat to us and give us ideas for the best things to do and see. We didn't have time to do everything, though.
Speaker 4. Before we went, we couldn't decide where to stay. So many people recommended different places. And there seemed to be loads of different and unusual possibilities, like old traditional farms converted into guest houses. So we decided to move around and try something different every couple of nights. That worked out really well, and they were all excellent. Although we'd been told that getting round on the buses was easy and cheap in the city, we decided to rent a car so that we could get out into the countryside. We didn't want to miss out on the views driving along by the ocean. Speaker 5.
Even though we had a city plan, we got lost several times, especially in the old town where the buildings were quite similar. Though I know some people say getting lost is the best way to get to know a city. We were never short of help, though. Some people were even prepared to walk with us to show us the way, and that was something I'll always remember. Our hotel was all right without being spectacular, and it was a long walk into the evening shows. We took a taxi most times. There was loads to do every day, though, and we certainly weren't bored.
I know how hard it is. There's always one sentence that tells you the answer. That is like, they say, that's the thing I most remember about. That's something I cannot forget. You know, the most special thing for me was, like, there's always a phrase, an emotional phrase, that gives you the clue of what you have. So let me see your answers, the new answers from Elsie. Okay. What about the rest? Let me see your answers again. If you changed anything. Let me see. I got confused more than before. Oh no. Confused with ED. Isaac has a sad face. Very bad, Isaac. Check. Jesus. Nice. Good job, Isaac. You got them right. Okay. Almost. 3 correct, Chris. Let me see the last one, number 5. And you know, Elsie, the first time you were all right. So all the changes that you made were the opposite of beneficial. The first time was all correct. Chris, you cannot repeat a letter.
Yeah, sorry, I get confused. The last one is the correct. 5 is
Oh.
for 5 is the correct. 4, I didn't catch anything.
Okay. That's okay. Well, that was interesting because number 4 was a letter H. You know? Surprise. Let's see. Yeah, that happens. It's like, sometimes it's like a lucky strike, but yeah, in this case it was the one that you didn't catch. Number 5 was incorrect. The thing, as I was saying at the beginning, is that they are all talking about the same topic. So you are going to listen some repeated things. Probably 5 people were talking about hotels. 3 people were talking about the cities and the city plan and the architecture. And then other 2 were talking about leisure activities and things to do, not getting bored, things like that. So the conversations are all similar. That's the interesting thing about part 3. Okay? What you need to search is a particular sentence in which they say, this is my favorite part of the trip was, something I will remember forever is, That's something I will never forget. You know, phrases that are associated to the indications. What each speaker liked the most about the city. This is the key. If you understand this key and all the expressions that you can associate to that, you will pass this test. Okay? Let's listen to letter A.
The city and
1.
we spent a day exploring the shops and markets in the city and bought some souvenirs. Then we wanted to see some of the area outside the city and discovered it was easy to get to loads of places by train, including the mountains, where we were told there were great hostels. You can do bushwalks out there, and apparently the scenery is stunning. But it can be dangerous. We were warned to have the right gear and tell other people where we were going, so we decided to give it a miss. Anyway, we weren't short of things to do in the city. We were spoilt for choice.
The answer to number 1 is at the end when the man says anyway. And it requires a lot of vocabulary. So who can tell me the words that you understood? Let me check somebody who got this right. Silvana got it right, Isaac got it right, and Elsie at the beginning, the first time. So, Silvana, what did you hear on the first one?
I don't remember. I remember that it says there are a lot of things to do, and no, I don't remember.
Yeah, not at all. Listen again.
People where we were going, so we decided to give it a miss. Anyway, we weren't short of things to do in the city.
It says anyway, we were sort of things to do on the city.
Repeat.
Anyway, we were sort of things to do on the city or in the city.
Do you say on the city or in the city, and why?
I think that, well, I remember that the video says on the city.
That will be impossible. If it goes on the city, it's an airplane passing on the city.
So
It's
it's in the city.
exactly. Be careful. That will be your mind tricking your ears.
Yeah.
Okay, second play.
So we decided to give it a miss. Anyway, we weren't short of things to do in the city.
I think that is we were sorts of things to do in the city.
That doesn't make sense. We were sort of, and you need another word because you have 2 lines. Final repetition.
Anyway, we weren't short of things to do in the city.
Oh, is it short?
Perfect. Oops. Short. Guess the last one. Actually, oh, sorry. Short is not off, it's on. And I'm gonna show you the cookie in a moment, but you need to guess the last one.
No, I didn't catch anything between those.
Well, help me, guys. What word would you put in the mysterious line?
We were a sort of.
At short. That's not, because short is not a location, so you cannot use at. Short is a description.
No, we were a lot.
Same problem. A lot is a description. Short is a description. They don't connect in any way. Okay, let me show you the cookie. Let's give context to Christian. What's a cookie in this course? Come on, guys, help me. What's a cookie?
I think that I really remember it.
Yes, you do?
Yeah, it's kind of a clue. Of,
Okay.
I remember that you explained us almost a year ago, something like that. But I don't remember. Maybe can you explain?
Cool. Yeah, sure. Because I remember you got the first 1 or 2 months of the course. So you have an idea, but let's refresh that one. Isaac or Silvana, whoever. You're
Silvana.
Silvana? Go Silvana.
Now, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but is it a combination of words that it's always together? So,
Yes,
like ask for, uh,
correct. Depends
uh,
on
depends on, yes.
a
And
combination of words that are usually together that are also called lexical phrases, which are words that they have no relation with each other. They cannot be translated to Spanish, but they are always together because they give you a meaning. So the issue that we are facing right now is to be short on something. What is to be short on something? If someone or something is short on a particular good quality, they do not have as much of it, which means they don't have enough of it. Look at this. He was very short on enthusiasm, which means motivation. The person, hooray, hoopla, fantastic. I am short on enthusiasm. Do you understand?
Yes.
How would you say this in negative?
He wasn't very short on enthusiasm.
Correct. And if you say we
weren't.
exactly. In this case, the key and the cookie, the vocabulary, was to be short on something. And when you say we were not short on things to do in the city, the person is saying that they had, or it's another way to say, they had a lot of things to do in the city. This sentence is affirmed or confirmed in the next idea. When he says,
We were spoilt for choice.
What did he say? Christian.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Sure.
In the city. We were spoilt for choice.
We were
Mhm.
employed for sure.
Or something, no? Okay. La second repetition, only you have 3 chances, okay?
Hmm?
We weren't short of things to do in the city. We were spoilt for choice.
We were employed for choice.
Good, 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 good. The first one is so close, brother. Because the word, you only need to change some letters. How do you
Mm,
call a kid that the parents do everything for this kid? You want a Nintendo Switch? Here you have your Nintendo Switch. You want an ice cream? Double for him. Do you want an iPhone and an iPad? Let's bring him a MacBook, an iPhone, and an iPad. Like, what is this kid? How would you describe this kid?
mm, I would describe him as um, mm,
Do you have the word in Spanish?
a lucky
Lucky.
guy.
I agree with you. Lucky. I would say, imagine you have 4 lucky guys, but this one specifically gets everything. It doesn't matter what the little kid, the little monster wants.
Mm,
Because of course you won't give an iPhone to a small kid. But
mm,
this kid gets it.
okay.
You can help guys, help Chris get the word. Because this is a C1 word, B2 at most.
Is it the same that when someone tells you, I don't know, the movie? Well, what's the movie about?
Oh, yeah,
You
in a
haven't seen
different
it?
context. Uh-huh.
Okay, so can I say the word or
In English.
spoiled?
Exactly. Here you go, guys. Check this out. One thing is a spoiler, and another thing is spoil somebody. You can spoil a movie, yes, of course. But when you're talking about, it's B2. When you're talking about a kid, it says to give a child everything that they ask for and not enough discipline in a way that has a bad effect on their character. So, the reason I'm talking about this is that when a city gives you too much of something, this city is spoiling you. Does it make sense? So he's a spoiled kid. And the city spoiled us with choice, for choice. Passive voice. Anyone? Chris?
Spoiled.
Correct, complete?
We were spoiled for choice.
Correct. We were spoiled for choice. The only one that is talking about the options for activities is letter anyone? What's the only option talking about activities and variety of activities?
Jeep.
Letter G. That is correct. Everyone who got letter G, you are right. Questions? Okay. In that case, let's go to speaker 2.
Speaker 2. We were pretty tired when we first arrived, so we were glad just to relax. We'd booked late, and I have to say that the room wasn't the best I've stayed in, but we had a view of the lake, which was a real treat. We were really impressed by the forests and mountains around the city. We made good use of the swimming pool.
That was the answer. She said something about we. Help me with the answer. Elsie.
I don't remember.
Okay,
We
don't worry.
have?
Let's no, deliberate have. Let's listen again, definitely.
Mountains around the city. We made good use of the swimming pool, though we were really impressed by the forests and mountains around the city.
We were really
Mhm.
impressed by
Mhm.
just that.
Okay. Second chance.
Relax. We'd booked late, and I have to say that the room wasn't the best I've stayed in, but we had a view of the lake, which was a real treat. We were really impressed by the forests and mountains around the city.
By the forest, mountains around the city.
Perfect. Correct. And actually, before that section, there is a sentence that affirms and confirms this information
Mm,
about the room.
it's about the view of the lake.
Yes,
View of the lake.
view of the lake. That sounds better. I don't remember the phrasing, but yes, something like that. Let's repeat that.
We were pretty tired when we first arrived, so we were glad just to relax. We'd booked late, and I have to say that the room wasn't the best I've stayed in, but we had a view of the lake, which was a real treat.
But we had the view of the lake. That was trick. No.
Yes.
The view? Oh,
The
oh my God.
view. View is
We-
right here.
we had the view.
The view. It cannot be only one, like the only view
Okay.
possible. Actually, but you're close. Like, what's the other option? Whenever it's not there's only one option. Exactly. Correct. A view is countable. And the last word, you said it right. Do you remember the last word?
Trick
Yes. What's a treat?
was Mm. But we have a view of the lake. That was?
Very nice. You need
But
a close. Yes, it's an extender, but it's a different extender. What's the
it,
other
it?
extender?
Oh,
You know, similar to that, what's the other word that you can use instead of that?
mm,
There's only two. One is for persons and the other is for things.
which?
Yes.
Mm. I don't remember hear that.
Let's confirm.
But we have a which was very
Close.
very
Let's
very
confirm.
or
I'm
real.
going to give you one more chance.
Okay.
Check it.
Best I've stayed in, but we had a view of the lake, which was a real treat.
Real.
Yeah,
Real.
complete.
We have a view of the lake which was real, and then I heard street.
Yep. Real 3D control. What do you need?
Ah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You are fighting with the article. You need to adopt it.
With English in general in my life was a real. Uh, I think that I need something before between treat and we. But,
Real treat period. No, there's a period.
okay.
Yeah, which was a real treat period. We were really impressed by the forest. So there are two sentences that are helping you with the answer, which was a real treat because it's similar. What happened? There. This section is telling you like definition of to be a real treat. It's another cookie. I know. Well, kind of. That will be only treat by itself. But we need the noun, not the verb. This is the verb, the noun. And look at this. A special and enjoyable occasion or experience, often a reward or celebration. This is something you get when you, for example, do exercise. After your exercise, you're gonna go for a treat, a candy, probably an ice cream cone, or your favorite pizza. That will be considered a treat.
Like when children says trick or treat.
Trick or treat. Exactly. Is that you give me something I like, or I'm gonna trick your house with eggs and toilet paper.
Or the candy that you get before the doctor, after the doctor.
After that, exactly, you get a treat for being nice in the doctor. Exactly. That's a good one. A dog or your pets receive treats when they do good things. That's also called a treat. C2. So that's not easy. Okay. Treat is a C2 word. And then you have the confirmation of this information, which is we were really impressed, which is again the answer that gives you letter
B.
B. Correct.
Natural beauty.
The natural beauty and scenery.
B of burro.
B of burro, Jesus Christ. B of donkey. He says,
That's D.
oh, B. B. Yes, yes, yes. That's correct. Okay, let's give a moment to Jessie because she's in the chat. Hello, Jess.
Hello, teacher. Good night, everyone. Hello. Sorry for the time, but let me to pass today
That's all right.
attendance, please. Thank you. Is he Christian? Hello, Christian. Good night.
He's here. He's here.
All right. Thank you. Elsie. Hello, Elsie. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Thank you, Elsie. Good night. And Isaac. Hello, Isaac. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Thank you. And Sil, are you there, Sil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Thank you.
You too. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank
See
you,
you
milady.
tomorrow. Bye bye. Good night.
Tomorrow.
See you. Good night.
That's the one, guys. So I think this one, letter B, number 2. Everybody got this right. And I consider this one was one of the most clear. The next ones are the interesting ones. So let's keep on practicing this. I won't give you the answers yet. So please save your answers now for tomorrow. Can you send them again in the chat, but in no private for everyone? So the chat will save the answers for tomorrow, please.
How can we do that?
On the blue button that says directly to my name, Fernando Perez, just put everybody or group chat.
No, I don't have that option.
We can change the. We only have your option.
Really?
Fernando Perez. Yes.
Yes, it's blocked.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to check the Zoom settings then. Let me change it. Anyway, save your answers, please, so we can use them tomorrow.
We could share it by WhatsApp, no?
If you want to, that will be also useful. Okay. Good job, guys. We finished for today. Thank you very much. I will see you then tomorrow. Send me your answers and have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
See you
You too,
later.
bye, teacher. See you.
Night, night.